Presentation is none other than Ms. Shawn Rowing, our instructional technology support person from the Lower Hudson RIC. I would also like to thank some of our staff members that are here today. I see Ms. Cosma Janice here from Mount Vernon High School. I see Ms. Dorlin, teachers, Ms. Rapillo. I say that they are on here. The wonderful real boss of pre-K, Ms. Sheena Bell, our pre-K assistant who is also on today. So welcome to everyone, and parents, we're going to have such an informative meeting. Just like we tell the children, you have to be prepared. You may want to take some notes. So please have a writing utensil or somewhere where you can text and type so that you can jot down all of these amazing tips that we're going to give you today. First, I'd like to begin with how do we become successful in distance learning? And as I speak with parents, those who are enrolled and those who are still waiting to enroll in our program or are on the fence, they talk about pre-K kids can't do distance learning. What do pre-K kids do all day on a computer? It's too long, it's too much. They're not gonna know what to do. Let me tell you something. Do not underestimate the intelligence of our 4-year-old scholars. I must say, the students that we have enrolled in our program are doing a stellar job. And most of them can work an iPad much better than all of us grown-ups. And that makes it that much easier. So at first, I would like to discuss with you how to make everyone successful. Distance learning for pre-K students and all of our students really is a team effort. It's not just about the students or just about the teachers or just about the families. It's about everybody working together as a team to ensure our students are getting the most out of distance learning. The first tip that I have is stress the importance of virtual school. I often have to answer emails and calls about, does my child need to go to this class? Should they go to gym? Do they need to go to friendship circle? All of these things that we have laid out for you and your families during our virtual school day are all equally important. The basis of any good pre-K program is a solid social emotional foundation that will follow and support students through their academic career. Please, we stress the importance of virtual school. It is just as, or maybe even more important than your traditional school day. And we do understand that families do have different stressors and situations that may cause some inflexibility, but we ask that all parents do their best to help our students log on and engage fully into our robust virtual school program. Second, although we're in virtual school and we're all home and comfy, please be reminded that school routines and traditions are just as important for virtual school. We don't want our babies nodding off at the computer. Bedtime is just as important for virtual school as it is for traditional school. Please, we ask, get those babies into bed 8:30 the latest, so they are up wide-eyed and bushy-tailed for our 9 o'clock morning meeting. We also ask that you continue your routines of getting up, brushing your teeth, washing your face, and getting dressed, so students understand and are practicing those routines to be ready for school. Because at some point in time, we're all gonna go back. Whether you are going to join us for our 4-day hybrid option beginning October 5th, whether you are going to rejoin us in January, or if you are going to begin your in-person learning during the 2021-2022 school year for kindergarten. We still must build in these great learning habits. Third, the school staff are here to support you. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Today is a perfect example of how we are here. I did not mandate any of my staff to be here, and so many of them are logged on today because we are all committed to working with you as your partner in learning. Please use our emails, use Seesaw, use Schoology. If you have to, get a tin can and tie a rope on the other side. Do whatever you've got to do to get to us. We are here for you. And I will share all pertinent emails towards the end of this presentation. The fourth and a very important piece of distance learning is the fact that our students, many of them are using iPads. And I know because I have a first grader at home, my child's usually, it's anonymous that an iPad is my recreation time. So to help our young learners transition between school and recreation, it's very important for parents to help students make the distinction between school time on a tablet or a device and then their free or pleasure time. You may want to do that with a schedule. We do recommend schedules for students, or by reminding them that this is school time and then this is your free time. It will help make the transition between distance learning and using some of their favorite apps. And for me, in my house, is Disney Plus, accessible and easy to transition to for all parties. Last, remind students how important they are to their school community. This week, we began our work in Theme 1. Theme 1 is at school. First week, what happens at school? All of your students are a very important part of our school community. Please remind your students that we want them to be here, we want them to be present, we want them to engage, and we want to hear those cute little voices in school each and every day. Please tell them don't be afraid to raise their hand, answer a question. This is a safe learning environment for them. Next slide, Ms. McGuire. The last thing I'm going to talk about before I hand it over to the real tech guru is our distance learning schedule. So many families have had the time to engage with us in our distance learning schedule. As a team, we spent lots of time putting this schedule together. And we wanted it to simulate what a regular school day would look like with appropriate developmental breaks for all of our students. We start with our morning meeting, which sets the tone for the day at 9 o'clock. Usually students then go into their friendship circle, which is our social emotional learning, which would happen daily during school with the lovely Miss Ashley and Miss Marissa. We then either engage in physical education, and I just want to say something. Our coach, Coach Z, is absolutely amazing. And what many people don't know is physical education and recess are required every single day for pre-K students. So please make sure that they are there and present. Coach Z has prepared amazing, appropriate lessons for your children. Children are also engaged in math and language circles, which are so important for learning the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. And I see Miss Tessful Michael, AKA Miss G, is on today. And I want to commend her because although we have an hour lunch, my staff have been so lovely and gracious to host clubs. And I think the cutest thing I have ever seen was Miss G doing cooking in her kitchen today, donned with her chef hat and her apron, cooking with the students. Our clubs that we are offering at 12 o'clock are absolutely amazing. Also, I'd like to highlight Miss Murray. She's on here. I thoroughly enjoy her yoga class that she gives us on Thursdays. I was happy to be able to participate last week. It was absolutely amazing. And Music with Miss V is always a hit for the students. Miss Tirada will be really sharpening your kids' art skills on Friday art class. Please pay attention. Your teachers will send what materials you will need in advance for our clubs. Usually during the last period of the day, if you don't have gym, you're engaged in small group instruction. Next 2 slides, Ms. McGuire. Small group instruction is so very important, and I hope you understand how we are dedicated to being a team in pre-K. You not only see your teacher daily, but you see your teaching assistant during every single instructional period. They're actually taking attendance each period. In addition, they're also gathering data on your child. Are they answering questions? Are they having difficulty asking questions? Are they able to come up with the correct answer? Do they need additional support or prompting? We then use this data and we meet as a team to decide what to work with students on in the small group instruction period. Using breakout rooms through Zoom, the teaching assistant will take their assigned students, as well as the teacher taking another set of students and working specifically on skills that the students will need. We will enhance this implementation as time goes on. That is a synopsis of our distance learning program. I'm going to turn my mic off. I will answer any questions in the chat. The chat is open. I will move to answering questions in the chat. And I'm going to move to the wonderful and fabulous Ms. Catherine McGuire, pre-K teacher at Mount Vernon High School.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Dr. White. My name is Catherine McGuire, and I'm a pre-K teacher at the high school. I've been in Mount Vernon. This is my 6th year. I've been teaching for, I think now I'm at 13 years. So what I would like to share with you today, and I put a picture up to kind of give you an idea, is thinking about setting up your distance learning workspace. So one of the things that, you know, and you might have seen some articles published about that, is thinking about your space where your child is working. You want to limit distractions. And this picture I thought was really clever. It's that trifold board. And, you know, like how you used to set up your projects. And it actually works at also setting up a space that, especially if your child is leaving your home and going to another space, if they're going to grandma's house, or if they're going to maybe a cousin's house because an auntie is helping out watching a couple of the children, so that it helps limit distractions. And what I thought was really clever was those neat backpacks have all those supplies, but I know a lot of parents had, in my class, they had talked about, oh, can you please let me know in advance what you need, because I don't want to send the backpack because I'm afraid things are going to get lost. And totally makes sense. So I thought it was kind of clever how they have a little pencil case that they tacked up there so they could put the dry erase markers and things like that up there. They have a little hook, a schedule there. So that way, if, you know, that person is keeping track of a couple of different Zoom schedules, that schedule is right there, easy to access, and then little cubby. And then, of course, just as a way to sort of, when your child is on Zoom, or on Seesaw or on Waterford, that it helps limit their distractions.
Ms. McGuire, I don't want to interrupt, but I actually have a board here so they can see. And if any parents would like a board, we can definitely have some boards sent to your child's classroom, because we do have them from science fairs. If you would like to coordinate with your teacher to pick a tri-fold board up. So this is just a sample, and I do have plenty, so you can contact your child's teacher, and I will get some to you in your classroom, and you can pick them up for your school. Sorry, Ms. McGuire.
Oh, no, not at all. That's awesome. And then, yeah, so I just thought it was a clever way to help. I know I have a student who is in a little pod of a few children, and so I thought, I was thinking of her when I saw this. I was like, you know what, that's a really clever idea. And also just a way to transport some little things. The other important idea is thinking about a space that's comfortable. So we've talked about that, and here she's sitting at the table in a chair, and that works like at a dining room table or a kitchen table. Actually, my space is a little different. I'm actually sitting right now on a poof, one of those floor pillows. So it's actually really comfortable, supportive. It helps me sit up, and sitting in a hard chair after a couple of hours can be a little uncomfortable, even for a little child. So thinking about, and I'm actually sitting at a coffee table that I've repurposed as sort of my workspace. It kind of mimics the small tables that we have in our classroom. So I feel a little bit more on par with where I am in my classroom when I'm with my students. So thinking about making your space as comfortable as you can in a space that's quieter and less distracting, maybe away from the toys. If you have like a play corner, maybe you want to put that space away from the play corner so they're not tempted to grab those toys to start playing with them. And then thinking about organizing your supplies. So you want to think about setting up a space, either a basket where you're going to keep the pencils and the crayons, and that can be your special basket that comes and goes in the closet, so it's only there for when it's school time. So you want to think about how you can organize your space to set yourself up for success. Okay, and then the next idea is how to keep your child engaged. So this one is a big one, especially for these little guys, because they're spending about 2 hours on the screen, and you want to keep them engaged. It's hard to stay focused, and in school our schedule is a little different, and our routines and our transitions, they look a little different, but we're limited by the screen. So we want to think about how we can keep them engaged, and the teachers have been working hard to come up with lessons and organizing their lessons to keep children as engaged as possible. But the most important thing that is right over here is just having a procedure for logging on and logging off. Nothing can set the tone more in a downward way by having trouble logging on. So you want to sort of even maybe think about setting up a timer of, okay, it's time to go to the computer so we can make sure we get on time for class, because you want to set yourself up for success. And then also teaching them how to log off. Okay. And I just thought it was a really adorable picture too, right? Where she's waving her hand so her teacher sees. Okay. So you want to limit your distractions, and that's you're going to see that everywhere. You really that's the key to this, is limiting those distractions. You want to keep tabs on their progress. So trying not to walk away, as tempting as it is. Again, it's one thing, you want to go change the laundry from the washing machine to the dryer, but you really want to make sure that you are, if the teacher is asking them to unmute, that you're there to help them unmute, because they might not be familiar with it yet. They're not pros yet at Zoom. So helping them keep on task. And if the teacher is asking them to do a little response activity, you want to help them along with that. Or if they're doing a little writing activity on a piece of paper to hold it up to the screen, you want to help them along. Another key piece to keeping your child engaged through this whole process of virtual distance learning is you want to think about reducing their screen time when they're not in distance learning. So in the past, with the guideline for this age was between 2 and 4 hours, I think, of screen time for this age group. So we're kind of maxing that limit with distance learning. So you want to think about maybe not being on YouTube outside of the school day, or watching movies as much as you were when we weren't doing distance learning, because they're getting so much screen time with their teachers and participating in the other activities. You don't need to cut it out completely, but you want to think about ways that you can reduce it to get them that gross motor exercise, maybe instead going for a walk or engaging in safe play activities. If you have a playground where they can do some climbing, and going outside, kicking a ball, or even just building blocks in their home, you want them to do more of those other physical activities that they wouldn't instead of being on the screen. Okay? And then if your child is struggling, you want to discuss it with your teacher. If you see that your child is doing a lot of this and a lot of the faces and kind of tuning out, check in with your teacher and just say, we've been trying, but the end of the day is really, really hard for them. Is there a way that we could change it up or try something different? Because the teacher might not know, if they're all muted, that there's something else going on. You know, they might look like they're engaged, but they're really checked out. So just letting the teacher know and giving them some feedback really helps also the teacher with planning. And I'm always, you know, I always tell my parents, you know, and actually I'm planning on doing in my class, is asking for them some feedback to see how is it going on your end with how we're running our classes, because I want to know if I need to do more of something else, because they're not, you know, they're not checked in at that moment. Okay. And then the key to success is staying on top of assignments. Okay, so with Zooming, you don't want things to pile up, right? With Zoom and Seesaw and Waterford. So I just kind of put everything together. So that was a big learning curve for all of us in the spring, was really staying on top of those emails and those little assignments using Schoology, Waterford, Seesaw, what's posted. So here it is in a nutshell of what you need to, if you're not doing it during the school day, it's built into the day. You want to think about, okay, I need to do this, so when do I need to get this done? Like maybe Waterford is better for you when you're cooking dinner, because that's something where you need to have an eye on them to help them so that in case they get stuck, but you don't need to be present for that, okay? So that's 15 minutes a day, all right? And that is a program that helps them master skills through practice. So it's exposing them to rhyming and letter sounds and numbers. They're going to only master those skills through practice, and that's what Waterford does. So you want to make sure you get on there every day. You set them up through your class link. Just they click on the icon and they go. Seesaw, so the teachers, you may have started that. It is a platform where the children are engaging in activities. So the one downside with Zoom is that the kids can't connect. So Seesaw helps them connect. Okay, and homework. Okay, you want to check in on Seesaw and complete those 2 activities. It's going to be somewhere between 2 and 5 activities a week, and then homework. That could be your distance learning packets, your Seesaw assignments, and then any tasks that the teacher might say to write in the notebook or some family activities. That's going to be at the bottom of your schedule that you get weekly. So those are your 3 assignments that you want to stay on top of. Okay, and that's the key to success.
Thank you so much, Ms. McGuire. You are absolutely amazing. We would like to welcome, we're going to talk a lot more about Waterford towards the end. My Texan sister, Ms. Wendy, is going to talk to us about Waterford. But before that, we have our resident technology expert, Ms. Shawn Rowan. We lovingly call her Ms. Shawnee Pawnee, and she is going to talk to you about accessing all of these wonderful resources that we have for your children. And we may be able to give you some tips and tricks to make sure you can access all of your apps. Shawnee Pawnee, take it away.
Sorry about that. My internet just clicked out. So I hope you can hear me now. Okay, great.
We can hear you.
Good. So I wanted to take you through some of the steps for logging on to the iPad that was provided by Mount Vernon. Can I share can you share that with me now, or so I can just do it live? Can I share the screen? Can you allow me that access? Okay, great, thank you. Okay. had this all set up, and I apologize, folks, for that. If you can see my screen now, this is what your iPad should look like from the Mount Vernon. If you see this and you say, I don't see any of the apps I need, you can just swipe it to the left.
Dawn, it's not showing anything.
Oh gosh, thank you.
No problem.
It's not allowing me to share my, let's come over here. Good thing. Here, how about now, guys?
Yes, you're good.
See, so even as technical experts have difficulty at times, parents, so don't get frustrated. It happens. Keep a happy face on and keep moving forward. What I was showing is if you look at your app, your iPad, and you see this and you're saying, I can't see that ClassLink app that they keep talking about, just swipe it to the left and you'll see it right here. And then you'll just click on that. And this is really key for us when we go here. If this for any reason does not come up, and you see something like this, you can just type up in the screen here, MT Vernon. Oops, yep, it's right, MT, not my. And it'll come right up and it will bring you to this. And then you can put in your child's ID. I'm gonna put in a practice child's ID. So when we do that though, you're gonna have the 4 numbers or the 5 numbers that you have to do. Swipe down on that. And you're gonna type in and put in the child's password. I think I did that wrong. And provided I typed in everything correctly, which I didn't, it should come up. All righty, what do I have wrong? I apologize. Okay, so I'm going to try a different student. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, I don't know what's happening. So this is where you breathe and you start over. 2, 5, 2, 2, 9. A, case B, 5, 5, 3, 4. All right, so we're gonna have to go to the slides, guys. I'm sorry, it's just not working for me right now.
No
And
problem.
I think it has to do more with my internet connection since I just popped out of there. But if you go to the slides, you can, Kate, can you just pull up the slides for me, please? I'll stop sharing.
Yep, doing it right now.
So when we go in there, you'll see the ClassLink app. and then you'll do it in the class. You'll type on the ClassLink app, and you'll get this, and you can type in, tap there, and you'll go ahead and do that. We don't have a page for what the icons look like when we're in there. Okay, 1 second. I'm going to try one more time because I'm determined to get this in here. Unless they remove this student. This was the demo student we talked about the other day from your class, Kate. They're still in there?
Yeah, no, I'm not sure, to be honest.
We could just go through the slides because it's 5:37.
All right, we did that. I just wanted to show people what it.
I mean, this thereabouts is about it.
Yes, that's what I wanted to see, show them. Okay, so when you go in there, you just click on there and it'll take you into the next slide, and you can go ahead and do that. Is there one more slide for showing you? Because when you click on that, you can go in and you'll see that you'll see Waterford. It'll take you in there. You will have to log in, though, again to Waterford through the ClassLink app, because when that is on a timer, the kids are on for 15 minutes, and then they will end their session. So to restart their session, you may have to log back into ClassLink. For Seesaw, though, once you log in, it will be on the app, and you can, on the iPad, and you can see it, and you can log it in there directly from Seesaw. But you must log in through ClassLink once prior to that, and then it should stay engaged on the desktop or iPad. And if you should need technical assistance, you can reach out to the service desk here, and the link will take you right into there. If you want to take a picture of it now, as Ms. McGuire is with her phone, you can go ahead and do so. But I'm sure this information will be shared elsewhere, and it is on the district website as well, so you should be able to go right in and do that. Do you know where to find it on the district website?
Yes, on the district website, www.mtvernoncsd.org, there is a tab that says Students. It is the second option that says Student Technology Help, I think it is. It is the second option. So you can go right there, and if you're having any technical issues with your devices or your iPads, you are able to use that link. What I do want to do, since we have you on the line, Sean, is I'd like parents who are having issues with logging on to any of our programs, if you'd like to ask your question live at this time before we go to Waterford, to do so. So if you would like to, you can either do the raise your hand option. If you don't know how to do that, you can unmute and ask your question. If there are any staff members who are having issues about supporting their students, then this is the time to ask while we have Sean on.
Somebody did ask, and Sheena responded. So if you are changing your name, if somebody asked about Zoom changing their name, just look in the chat box for how to do that. That's keeps coming up.
Mm-hmm. So can I just, is everybody using an iPad that was from the district?
No.
Okay, so are you using any kind of other tablet in which you are trying to access ClassLink?
Yeah.
Can I just show you can I share my screen again?
Okay.
It's not letting me share the screen. Okay, here we go. Because I do have a little, but if you are trying to get into class link, and you see this class link here, you can, I'm just going to play this to show you what you need to do.
Class link app. Here, you don't want to put in your student account.
Yeah, a lot of people are seeing this screen and thinking this is where they're putting in their students' information. You're not going to do it there. You're going to click on the arrow backwards and put it in there.
You're gonna do what?
Had seen evangelical pastors promoting a Q in Jersey theory.
Here, and from here is where you want to put in your student.
And that's where you'll put in your student password and information, not from the other area. Okay. I don't know. So, Miss Lloyd, do you have any other questions about how, I mean, I know that you didn't say you had problems, but did you have any questions about using a different tablet or device?
Okay, I think everybody is good with their technology. So thank you so much, Ms. Rowan, for all of your tech support. I'm sure somebody's gonna come with a tech question, so please stay on the line. I'd like to introduce my sister all the way from Texas, Ms. Wendy Rosemeyer, who's gonna talk to you a little bit about Waterford.
Friends, thank you so much for having me. Oh my gosh, I just love hearing the accents. You guys are the coolest ever. So who would have ever thought that we'd be here, right? 2020, crazy year. But how exciting that there's all these options available to your students to help them grow and just not miss a beat. So Waterford, what is Waterford? Waterford is a digital curriculum that your students have to help your precious learners learn how to read. So that is what Waterford does, if you don't mind clicking. So what's unique about Waterford is that we have a personalized adaptive learning sequence. So none of your students will ever see the same thing as another friend. So we'll start, I guess you just have to continue to click. I guess it just takes, sorry.
Fine. I just let me know, or
Okay.
figure up or something. I'll watch you.
So it will take you just like your classroom teacher through the instructional model. So every student will start, with the introduction. If your child knows everything based on what was taught, then your child will go all the way and skip that challenge, go to the certificate, and then continue. So your child won't be, if they already know that skill, they're not going to be bored and have to hear about it forever. We're just going to take them right past it, and we're going to keep them where they need to be. So that is what's unique about Waterford, is a personalized adaptive learning and I'll talk more about that later. So we'll go ahead and click through, and you guys were talking about using iPads. You can use Chromebooks. There's Kindle Fires. You can use almost everything with Waterford. And the really cool thing about this is it can be used in school when your child goes back to school, because guys, we need our kids to go back to school, right? So your teachers can use them on smart boards. They can use them in the classroom, Chromebooks, iPads, whatever. So you can go ahead and skip through that. In order to be successful with Waterford, there are 3 very important people that need to be present. So your child, obviously, is super important, the parent and the teacher. Go ahead and click. It takes all of your efforts to be successful. We need your child using the program. So we need your child to be able to log on every single day, Monday through Friday, and they need to be using this 15 minutes a day. I'm going to show you some data in a few minutes, and it's going to show you how successful they are doing that. Your job as a parent is to encourage them, excite them, ask them. So what was the coolest part of those 15 minutes? And then the teacher uses that data. You guys, there is so much amazing data that goes along with Waterford that your teacher is, or your child's teacher is able to see exactly where they are and what they're missing, so what they can help them with. So right here, you'll see that math, science, and reading is a part of Waterford. So all the important strands, the phonological awareness, the phonics, the fluency, comprehension, vocabulary, and the language concepts. Along with math and science, we have number operations, operations and algebraic thinking. I think sometimes I need to go back and restudy that one. Measurement and data, geometry. If you look at this, go ahead and click again. If you look at this, you'll see that there are over 2,000 objective-based lessons for reading. Online activities, we have over 10,000. So your kids aren't going to see the same thing again and again. And the one thing about, not only am I a mom of a child who used Waterford, but I was also a kindergarten teacher for many years, and we use this in our classroom. And the one thing that I thought was so great about this is if there was a certain student that couldn't get something, it's not going to keep bringing the same thing. It's going to go around the back door and try to teach them a different way. So as you can see, this equates to over 225 hours in the entire reading program, just just in all those different things. There's songs, there's books, so much different fun activities. You can go ahead and click and see our math and science. Click again. You can see that we have 5,000 online math activities, math and science, so many things integrated. So also integrated with reading are books about, mathematicians and scientists. So a lot of fun. So again, the instructional math and science, there's songs, there's activities, and just fun things for them to learn. And again, if they can't get past something, they'll learn a different way. Okay. So whenever I told you none of your kids are going to be at the same place at the same time, you're probably like, okay, how does that happen? So we give every child a reading placement. They'll have no idea that they're in a reading placement, and it's just everything's really animated and super cute. So what we're doing is we're assessing to see. So if they score less than 80% accuracy, that's where we know where we need to begin. So each child, whether you have the most gifted child or the child who struggles a little bit, we have something for them. We're going to meet them right where they are, and we're going to take it from there. So I don't know if you've seen this, but Dr. Gail White-Wallace, I will email this to you. And I also have a fun little video just kind of giving you guys some tips, and you can hear some from some parents, so she can email that out. But this just kind of tells you like how to sign on if you're having any struggles. So this is just an information sheet that you guys can have quick access to. And you've heard it a couple times tonight. I've heard it. I'm like, gosh, people are speaking for me, and I love this. So you're asked to put your child 15 minutes a day, 5 days a week. If they're loving it, if they want to keep going for 20 minutes, that's great. But you just continue to, you just have to have them on 5 days a week. That is really, really important, and the 15 minutes. Again, we talked about the parent experience. You can continue. What your job is to encourage your child, to make sure that they are in a comfortable spot, that you've set up a routine. Dr. White-Wallace told you, setting up a routine, getting dressed, washing your face. I don't know about you, but whenever I do that, I am way more productive in the day. So studies show that engaged parents, which look how many engaged parents are on here. Your kids are like just a cut above for everybody, because you guys, just being an engaged parent, you are improving your child's reading outcome by 40%. So just being there and present, you're doing this for your child. So thank you for being so important and so helpful. We just really, really appreciate that. okay, you can go ahead and skip through this. We have something that you guys are going to be hearing about, a communication sheet that's going to come out, I guess, after the first grading period, and it's going to be super exciting. And I'll let, you know, whenever the time comes, I'll let her share with you, but then you'll be able to be even more present in your child's experience. But these are some things that some of our parents said. Our parents love Waterford because y'all, you just see the growth. So you see the growth from now till the end. You're going to be so excited, and we really take our job seriously on teaching your children and supporting the teachers on teaching your children how to read. So what if you're consistent? So you're telling me, Wendy, you need to be on, you know, 5 days a week, 15 minutes, what's going to happen? So I'm just going to show you a little bit of our results. If you look at this was done, these studies are done by a third-party independent contractor at the request of the Department of Education in Utah. So that's kind of where we're based out of. So the Department of Education said, hey, we really want to see where your children are. Look at the children that used Waterford. They were 4-year-olds, just like your students, and they only used Waterford when they were 4. Y'all, first grade, second grade, third grade, they continue to outperform all the rest of the students. So again, they only used our program when they were 4 years old. Y'all, Waterford provides lasting gains. We have, you know, we are research-based, and we also thankfully show that there's no fade effect. You can go ahead and click to the next page. This is a project that is really near and dear to my heart. I worked on the South Carolina project last year, and the state decided they are going to take the most impoverished students in the whole state. So we had about 2,000 students over 18 different districts. And you guys are kids who, you know, some of them just different family situations, different, you know, sometimes they didn't go to school all the time, but they were consistent. And look at that. From the beginning, the blue, the pre-test that I told you, everybody takes a pre-test to see where they start, to where they were. So letters, you know, you can only go, okay, so that's beginning kindergarten, but you can only learn 26 letters, right? So you can't go much further than that, but letter sounds, initial sounds, blending, listening. So all of our students were, it really brought chills to me being able to see these students who their parents just wanted more for them, and the kids just wanted more. So it was just really, really a blessing. Super excited that all they did was Waterford. So, and they did it along with being in school. So the state superintendent, David Mathis, the deputy superintendent of South Carolina, he said, I didn't know any other way that we could engage as many students, as many families in such a quality way. And look at these results. I mean, I knew what I wanted, I knew what we needed, and Waterford, we did the rest. So it was really just such a fun thing. And I know that you're going to find that success with your students as well. And I can't wait to hear about them. So here's another thing, help.waterford.org. If you have any questions, there are helpful guides on there that can show you exactly what you need to do. So you'll just be able to log on that. And later, whenever you learn the other product that's going to come out, you'll be able to have mentor and learn all that. So anytime you have problems, that's where you need to go. The other number that I would love for you to take down, first of all, you can do the email wellsupport@waterford.org or the phone number. So if you have any problems, don't hesitate, don't wait. Just, you know, send an email or give them a call, and they will work, you know, they will, they'll help you through. So I tried to get through. I know that we have a short time, but I wanted you guys to realize this is so valuable. This is so important. Please continue to encourage your children. And you guys, I wish all the very best year under the circumstances. I know that it's just going to be a wonderful year from here on out. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, my Texan sister. What a great job.
Thank you.
I don't want to steal your thunder, but I do want to add a few things about Waterford parents.
Great.
Waterford is not just a pre-K thing. The district has invested that your children, their current Waterford account, will also follow them to kindergarten, and it follows them to first grade. So I want you to know that we are beginning the vertical alignment and support of our students. Secondly, we really want everybody to get on for their 15 minutes a day. And after around November, you're going to start getting reports. We're going to show you how well your child is doing with Waterford. Waterford will provide you with reports on if your student has the 80% or more, in which subcategories, in which topics you need to work more on your child with. And we are going to begin to share those reports with parents and sending those reports to you. So don't think that you're just putting your child on for 15 minutes and you don't know what they're doing. You are going to begin to get reports in November. I want to take it easy and slow on my beautiful staff. They're doing a lot. They are doing the most amazing job in all of the Mount Vernon City School District. And yes, I said it. And I know it's true because I used to supervise everybody pre-K to 8th grade. And I know that pre-K rocks and pre-K is the best. So Waterford is so important. We're going to begin to share your student data with you so that we can then begin to support your child. And we will also use that data and triangulate it. So we will take Waterford data, their in-class data, as well as their paper and pencil assessment data that we will begin to do on them, and triangulate that to give us a picture of your child so that they're kindergarten ready. And for those of you who are just like me, who think you have the smartest child in the world, because I think I have the smartest child in the world, guess what? Your child will never age out of Waterford. If you think that the work is too easy, don't worry. Miss Rowan, AKA Shawnee Pawnee, can bump your child into the kindergarten curriculum. And if you'd like to do that, you will email your child's teacher, and your child's teacher will review your child's data with Miss Rowan and make a determination if we can bump your child up to the next grade level, although the program is adaptive. Please, I know we all think our children are geniuses. We don't want Waterford to be stressful for them. So although you want to challenge your child, and I appreciate the push, if we say to you, we think it's not going to be a right fit, it's because we want your child to enjoy being on Waterford. We don't want to give them something that is too difficult that they're not going to want to engage happily and readily for the 15 minutes. So that is one thing that I did want to say to you. So we have Waterford 15 minutes a day. If you go back to our schedule, we have digital learning time. We would like you to do that Waterford during the day. I know there's some parents who have reached out to me. They want to incorporate nap. If you want to do your Waterford at a different time of the day so that you can maybe fit a nap in, feel free to do so. But the digital learning time is for Waterford, and the teachers are going to start adding Seesaw assignments beginning the first week, probably maybe next week or the first week in October. So we'll get a little into the Seesaw in our next session, which will be in about 2 weeks from now, where we'll go a little bit deeper into virtual classrooms and Seesaw. As the students return to school, we will still use Seesaw for those students who are in-person learning 4 days a week, as well as those students who are opting to be in the distance learning forum. I am so happy and delighted to say it is 6:01. I love when we begin on time and we end on time and we respect each other's time. For anybody who's missed this, we videoed this session. We're gonna put it up on our website as well as the PowerPoint. It will be in the department section. We actually have a pre-K webpage. So we will upload that tomorrow, and you will be able to replay it, or you'll be able to look at these slides at your leisure to get any information on Waterford, phone numbers, or even tech support. Are there any final questions in the chat room? Let me look. Miss Shawnee Pawnee, we have a question here. I'm just gonna read this. One issue I had with Waterford is when playing the sounds of an image, to find the correct answer, it will mark as if I was choosing the image instead of the sound. So Wendy or Sean, I don't know if you can help us with that.
Wendy, are you gonna go?
No, I don't know the answer to that. I can find it out. My suggestion to you would be to email well support and tell them what device you're on and what the problem you're having, and then they will totally respond and help you.
Yeah, or you can reach out to myself or Sheena, and we'll follow up with Waterford as well on that.
Are there any more tech questions? Because we are here for you for all your tech needs. We will have, not this Tuesday, next Tuesday, the Tuesday after, we will be the Tuesday after board meetings. Our next meeting will be about Seesaw and reintegrating back into school. So as you know, October 5th, we are slated to return to school. Pre-K will return 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And they will return to their current teachers. Those students who are opting to engage in distance learning will have a new teacher. There will be a pre-K distance learning teacher who actually is a member of the pre-K staff. And all of the students who are going virtual will be placed in that staff, in that class, that virtual classroom. So our next topic will be transitioning from distance learning to the classroom and what you can expect. We have been preparing, classrooms are ready. We have every piece of PPE you can think of. We have our precautions ready, and all the staff have been trained by the experts in New York State last week. So we are ready to go. Our classrooms will have either 5 students or 10 students. So we'll be able to safely social distance, and we cannot wait to welcome our little scholars back into the classroom. We will return back for 4 days, Ms. Campbell, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. If you would like to change your designation, if you are virtual and you would like to come back to school, you've changed your mind since you have done the survey, you will need to send an email to me with that information. As well as if you are slated to come in person and you would like to move to virtual, you will also need to send that to me. I'm going to put my email in the chat. It is G as in Gail White, WHITE at mtvernoncsc.org. I know you guys probably have my email because I sent the flyer to you from my email. So if you have any questions about returning to school, you can start to send them to me, but we will have a second installment, and our second installment will be about Seesaw and also about returning to school. Ms. Ramkison, everybody will be 4 days. Pre-K does not have a Monday, Tuesday split or a Thursday, Friday split. We think that it is important for our littlest kids, students and scholars to be in class. They need the consistency, so they will attend all 4 days. There is not a Monday, Tuesday cohort and a Thursday, Friday cohort. Those who are in Miss Murray's class, I've already gotten an email from Miss Murray. You guys should be up and running by Thursday. The Mandela building had some upload issues since they are a new school. So we should be up and running by Thursday, Friday the latest for your Waterford.
We are working diligently on that, Ms. Murray's, and one of the first grade teachers very much so to get them up and running.
Thank you all so much. I appreciate every one of you. To my beautiful staff, mwah, mwah, mwah. Kisses to you guys. Thank you for joining me today. And to Wendy, forever indebted to you. Sean, forever. And Miss McGuire, thank you for, even though you have 2 kids under 2 years old at home, doing this for us and being so wonderful.
Not a problem. My pleasure.
For being here, and I hope to see you in 2 Tuesdays. Have a great evening.
Bye, guys.
Can we get some music, Miss McGuire?
Yes, ma'am. Pulling it up right now. Oh, for the password to get into Zoom, there shouldn't be. It might be just embedded in the link. I'm not 100% sure. Some of the teachers have been having some trouble with that. So